Imagine a channel with sound effects from Ace Attorney, with an art style like Ace Attorney, playing an Ace Attorney game. Crazy, I know. But this is what we doing. Now, to be clear, I have not played or seen anything on Great Ace Attorney. I've known of its existence, but I never looked in any cases, nothing. I don't know what I'm in for. But previous to this, I have played all 6 of the mainstream games. I played the Latent Crossover. I played the Edgeworth spin-off. And I mained Phoenix for a while in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So I feel like I'm coming into this with enough knowledge to know what's up. So, that being said, let us dive into the first game. New game, yep.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Okay, so we are in Japan.
The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Oh, he got swept away by a bullet.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Why does the protagonist always need to, like, at some point, be like, oh, you're a murderer, like, excuse? The adventure of the Great Departure. Bum, 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 bum. That's very loud. I do not know if I appreciate how loud that is. Hold on, that... Let me check, hold on. Reader, keyfake, gameplay, vibration, text skip. This is enable disable the skipping of unread text. I don't want to skip the text. I just want it to go faster. Just like the time until the next line of dialogue is displayed in autoplay or story mode. Am I in autoplay? Is it one or the other? Autoplay / story mode. Okay, I don't want that. Is there a way to speed through text? Look, rotate. F, pause, review scene, court evidence, history, present, cancel. I guess maybe it'd be cancel. I don't know. I'm hoping all the text isn't that slow. I still can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. How can it be that beyond the doors of the quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. I murdered. I'm sorry. Okay, my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Okay, so Naruhodo is Phoenix Wright's original Japanese name. So I kind of like the fact they just kept it for this. So Ryunosuke. Okay, Ryunosuke. I'm a second-year student at Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! What do you mean? I was talking in my brain space. Excuse. Also, I need my sound effects for this. Ooh! I'm assuming this is either my dashing prosecutor opponent or mentor? One of the two. He has main character status. I can tell that. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Okay. Lawyer? Yes. And until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him like a criminal. I have a sword. Fuck off. Like, hold your tongue, or I will draw this fucking blade. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. Yes, but I have perpetual wind effects. And yet, I still seem to know better than you. Right? Ryunosuke? Yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I am here. No. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Ah. I need... Okay, no, now... I need to give these people voices. He is now my crap All Might impression, right? Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by a student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. I could only kill in self-defense, you know that. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. Because I am here. No. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year of Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even got stars on his collar. That must be true. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergrad. It's not that impressive. Am I not talking in my brain space when I'm supposed to be talking in my brain space? The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. Soon they shall mean everything, and the world will pay for its crimes. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. I mean, even today, if you have a lawyer friend, that's pretty good. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Flashback. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes. Oh no, that's right. Sorry. He's supposed to be All Might. Finally, these government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So, you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud, as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. He's got a third eye under there. I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this piece a while longer. Or this place a while longer. Blech. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. I'm gonna take a drink. I need a drink. You might hear it. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Oh. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who this guy? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke, I'll see you in the courtroom. Yeah, thanks, Kazuma. Well, all by myself and an old man. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor at the forensic medicine. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Professor, I've heard that name from Kazuma before. If I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma's studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. And know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. As I suspected, you are unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi might have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain particularities about today's trial. Peculiarities. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant? Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. Blech. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what to lay ahead, I embarked on an unforgettable trial. My one and only chance to prove my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Bum bum ba, destiny. Supreme Court of Wow. Courtroom 2. The intensity and fear in that boy's eyes. So this is a courtroom. If there's not a pain across from me, I'm going to be very upsetty. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be must have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? Why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. It's a pain! Ah, pain! Yay. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. So, if you don't pay attention, so many people's names are puns. So, his name is Ouchie Pain. Oh, that's great. Alright. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. It's always a squeaky high, painful voice. As is the defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defense advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I'm obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Oh! Oh! The professor was trying to throw me under the fucking bus to save his prize student. Oh. So the teacher's a dick. That's it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. Information is needed. As I'm standing beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, it's not that really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. The court hereby recognizes the defense's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really? Objection! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetuated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Jurisdiction of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I can remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Oh my. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank? You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record by pressing the E. Go ahead. Press the E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press E. Yes, in feudal ancient Japan, if you press E, you get a court record. Go ahead, press E. No time to lose. This is the list of the evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z, alright. John Ace Wilson. No, I killed Wilson! No! So remember, everything to do with a certain case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting much longer. Go ahead. Find the victim in the people section of the court record and press R to present. Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Okay, I don't like the yes. I need to replace that. Hold on. There we go. I've got my buttons. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. Indeed. Which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire. They could really fuck with us. Is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Can you sign this treaty of friendship? Why, yes, governing body, I shall do that. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates of the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. The case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yeah, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. I need to look like I'm bugging out at all times. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy the place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think... Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select Present. Do it now. Post-mortem report. Death occurred... Oh wait. Can I look more into it? I can. Time of death. The 19th of November, shortly after 2 p.m. Cause of death. Single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through body. Bet you that's going to come up. And percent is R. Okay. Yes. Get these keyboard controls going. Well... Oh my god, I love this animation. I don't know why. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. Look at this photograph! You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. Wait, hold on. Hobo. Fatal hemorrhaging from pectoral ballistic trauma. Okay. No, that's still in close range. No, that makes sense. All right. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. He didn't even get to finish his food. Look at that over there. Food. I wish for food. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the court. Look at this photograph. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikutoba? Yes. Clearly you are the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. You're my Maya! Ah, of course. When he was speaking to me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? That's a new one. Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control your cold sweats. If only you could portray that crazy headband. His headband crazy. Crazy. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Hosonaga. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval. He got the plague. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san. Wow. Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone in that place. Ahem. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried over to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on! Oh, no, wrong one. There we go. You know, actually, I can probably turn the volume up on that, too. Give me 1 second. I need some strong hold it's and objections. Okay, let's see how these sound.
Take that! Hold it! Objection! Take that!
There we go. That's much, much better. Well, I did pick up the gun that I found laying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around at the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait. What did he just say? There was no one else around the table? Around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at that table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Fucking interject!
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure, but there was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court procedures, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. Ahem. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Head waiter's business card. Sketch the restaurant layout is on the back. Okay, so what's on the front of it, though? I've been down this route before. So, hold on. Court record. Let me take a look at this. Kitchen. Entrance. The entrance is here. Kitchen's here. This is where he was. Oh, wait. Magnifying glass? Oh, yo. Oh, it won't let me flip the card over. I want to flip the card over. Let me see what's on the back of it. Oh, you're hiding that. I know there's something on the back of this thing. So, the court has now heard a precise of the case. Wow. Words I cannot pronounce. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case in court. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has divisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. And? Bring it, you limey bitch! What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, all these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Ah! The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Oh, there's the point. Ah, that point. There we go. Then we'll see how divisive this evidence really is. I also got a sword, so, you know, come fuck with me. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, I love it's that. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with your proceedings. Tisk, well, you're warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. You can also lose all your hair in every iteration, but, you know, that's the thing. Actually, you know, I kind of want to cosplay Pain once. Like, I'm slowly losing my hair. I could do it. It'd be fun. That'd be a great shoot. I don't think I've ever seen a Pain at a shoot. Oh. Do I even hydrate? Thank you. Hello! Thank you for hydration time. This is a lot of voice acting I'm doing. In a few short moments from now. Oh, I forgot to press the button.
I'm really feeling it. Take that.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. We're going to be seeing that waiter again. I know we are. Oh. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. No, sir. Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant. I see. Wait. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Reporting for duty. Okay. You can't just read them as they are. Every single one of these is pronounced like a pun. So this is yes, sir. No, sir. And you are? Myself, I find employ in the purveyor of the fine articles of antiquities from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd district. Kuryu Korekaru. Wow. Kuryu Korekuta. A curio... Oh, a courier curator. Okay, yep. That one's a little dressed up. But he's a coordinator of a what's it? Curio. Oh. An antique dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. And, not infrequently, converse with the interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. Yep. So his curios, so his artifacts, and Korikuta, he's a curator of those. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antiques dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner, in which can only be described as an art of war. Sir! Goodness. This guy's gonna ruin my voice. I need more water. I'm gonna be refilling my water so much today. Don't you point at me. What the hell was that sound? It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing you said. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. So, this is the divisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yeah? Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir. Oh, he's got a baby tied to his back. That's what the sashes are. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon. Yeah. He's shaking. Look at him go. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired at an English civilian, and from the back, a cowardly little weasel. Bitch, no. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. So his shit was stolen. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. Why do you have a knife? I don't trust you with the knife. What? Yeah, put it away, please. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down and just as I was picking it up... Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? I'm about to slice him open to look for that evidence. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? Do it now! I'm gonna slap you if you don't. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there's no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this... What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands the right to cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Yes, Snow, very much so. I'm drinking so much water. I need to voice act all these people. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
He said the word. He pointed the thing. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. My headband will not be stopped. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Gulp. Kazuma is so commanding. He's so attractive right now. But I have to defend myself. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. He's so hot. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. Also, I'm doing a crappy All Might impression. Some of these guys are getting voices. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yeah. It's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive, and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. I'm gonna break this fucking table. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh, put my hands on some wet meat. Oh, ew. Oh, Alright then, it's all or nothing.